Get it right. Come join us as we take you on a trip from the practice pen to the show arena and let you listen in as top trainers prepare their students to compete in the Western industry's most exciting equine sport. And you'll learn what it takes to become a top weekend cutter.
Hi, I am Kathy Reiserfoot. My husband Jonathan and I have insured with Roger Peters Livestock for over 30 years. Our most recent issue was I was showing our mare. We were sitting fourth in the world and she tore a suspensory. Our insurance coverage is the reason we were able to continue on with Lola, and I so appreciate Roger Peters Livestock Insurance.
The rural American lifestyle. It's how we work and it's how we play. It's how we learn and how we enjoy the finer things in life. How we take care of our animals and tend to the land. It's a way of life. Has been for hundreds of years. Now there's a whole new way for rural America to watch TV. Hey folks, welcome to the show this week. This is Cuttin Up. I'm Kenny Imai, your host. I want to say a big thank you to Roger Peters Livestock Insurers. They're the ones that brought you this week's episode. If you want to get your horse insured for that peace of mind, performance horses cost a lot of money. It's an investment. You want your investment protected. Roger Peters Livestock Insurers has been doing that with Great American Insurance for over 35 years. So if you want some peace of mind, remember no vet checks up to $100,000 in value on your performance horse. Roger Peters Livestock, INS.com. Now, we're going to bring you some action from Fort Worth. We went to a cow horse event put on by the Southwest Rein Cow Horse Association. This show was called the Wild Rag Cattle Classic, and it featured a lot of different events, not just cow horse events, but they had some cutting, some NCHA cutting, they had some youth heading and heeling, they had some breakaway roping, they had some AQHA junior and senior calf roping horses there. So we got to film a little bit of all of that, but this week on Cuttin Up, we're going to show you the non-pro class from the Southwest Rein Cow Horse Association's Wild Rag Cattle Classic. So let's go to Will Rogers and check out the non-pro action.
There he goes, kind of wallered around there. Took a little away from what he's trying to do. Once again, first horse, had a pretty good run, is going to make them judges. half the marking loop. There we go. Seminole cow. Show the heck out of one, can't
You know, and one of those non-pros that's capable of just training his own horse.
you? Yeah, I guess he does most of the work on all these things.
Well, next up is I'm Radioactive and Miss Mary Ann Rapp.
Another top hand right here. I bet she does a lot of work on her horses too. Even though she knows very good trainer personally, I bet she does. She's capable of doing the majority of the work on her horses.
You reckon she's seen a little bit of that $8 million that he's won?
I just wonder if Phil's seen any of that $8 million that he's won.
Just some, even though the top of our industry are wonderful people.
Oh, absolutely. Do anything in the world for you. And got some pretty talented kids coming up in it also. I bet we see one of them compete here in this next class. Oh, Ryan. She sets the horse pretty big. This is a tough cow right underneath her bridle rein. This horse can't miss an ounce right there. So smart. Oh, and give her just an opportunity.
You know, that was some good help right there. You know, she really needed some help, you know, getting that cow off of her a little bit, and that cow was able to just see Lindy and Phil over on this side, and just enough. They had opened up the door so that cow could leave, but it just wasn't without seeing a little bit of commotion, which the rider cannot give that cow any commotion whatsoever.
No, they can't direct any noise or anything like that. So it's up to the horse to be so precise like that horse was, and then your helpers to see the wreck you're fixing to get in and help get you out of it. Good cow for a second on here. She's having a really pretty correct run. Horse is being good. Tough as that first cow was, that horse held it together really well.
Yeah, just talking about that help again, look at the help that she has in the pen. Tom Dvorak, Lindy Birch, Tatum Rice, and her husband Phil Rapp. How can you get much better than that?
Yeah, it'd be hard to beat that lineup. Top of the business. Good people, good hands. Tricky spot right there, but she handled it well. Probably didn't get to put her hand down as much time as she'd like to for that first count, but got to finish her run. It's April riding good wood. Tough gelding, huh? This horse looks like he could pull this barn around.
Got a rear end on him.
You know, for as big a horse as he is, he gets around extremely well. Sometimes it's hard for these big horses to be quick and have to go like that, but they don't get in this one's way.
No.
Big, powerful horse. Look at there. Scoot around. Old white horn cow's putting testing on him too, isn't he? Y'all got all 4 feet still, like a good place to get off.
Good place to get off, good clean quit. That little white cow just didn't realize what kind of horse was in between him and the herd. Big, powerful horse, yes sir.
April haul up down the road too for this hauling for the non-pro NCHA world money. I don't know exactly where she's sitting at this year, but she'll be in the top 15. Little black moss gonna be a good cow. Oh, and there goes the vacuum cleaner over in the left-hand corner.
The black hole.
Big old smart deal is handling it well though. She's gonna find her spot right here next turnaround. Get off. Hopefully old model look away. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful. This is a treacherous spot. This guy doesn't want to leave his feet still. There.
Well, got 3/4 turned away, which is a legal quit. She had an opportunity there, and I was worried that she was going to do it because he wasn't quite stopped.
Yeah, that's a good spot for a hot quit. That will put you in a bind. You got to be real patient right there. As bad as you want off, you can't rush it.
Pretty darn clean run.
This man, if you could keep up with him, you can say something. I know he'll get up in the morning and work his horses before he goes to work. Work all day, and he might come home working when he gets done. But a very talented fella.
Works in the financial industry, possibly a financial advisor if I remember correctly. Very successful, and probably as successful as his non-pro show career, which would be tough to be as successful as he is in that. Got a good cut real here on this little mott.
Well, I've known Chad since he worked for the Hansmans at Bar H when he was still going to college, learning how to do this, and he has made quite the, I wouldn't say career out of it because he is a non-pro, but if he wanted to be an open trainer, he could be right there in the mix of him, I think.
I think his barn would be full.
Yeah, I think he's too smart to be an open trainer. He's going to make his money, enjoy his horses on the side.
And got some kids coming up that I filmed them.
Oh, you better look out.
I filmed them in 2 big youth cuttings. One of them in Denver, I remember. They just had a grin on their face the whole time. Now he's got this little red one cut right in the middle.
Found him a couple of good cows, maybe not the degree of difficulty before, but his horse is handling it well and doing it with a lot of style. That horse hung in the ground just a little bit right there and didn't allow him to come back quite as quick as he wanted that horse to.
We've got a lot of time left on this last cow, so he's probably going to bring quite a few out.
Yeah, he got about 30 seconds here. You don't want to get committed too early. You still want to put your hand down with enough time to maybe try and make up a little ground right here. About 20 seconds left.
That's time management right there. You want to end up with 20 seconds on that last cow. That's optimal time.
Yeah, he's forced off a little bit on that second cow because of the way his horse hung on the ground. That cow was trying him. So he needed to come on out here with a little time on his third cow in order to get as much done as he possibly could. The worst thing he could have done is killed a lot of time and put his hand down with 3 seconds left. And that would have really hurt his run, but this gives the judges something to put a little score on. If you'll notice, a lot of these men and women help rider after rider, and they'll do the exact same job for one as they will for the next. I bet Tatum got her some good cows picked out.
She's riding a horse called Snap, Crackle, Cat.
I believe this horse is by John McLaren, that highbrow cat stud that he had at Mark Michael's Cup. And then out of the door cut.
She gets that little yellow cow out there where she wants it, in the middle of the pen.
He made a good strong cut, drive over there and take a hope of that kid. Another good horse.
Tatum's pointing her out one that's probably over there by Lindy.
Maybe another gray cow here on the outside's in a good spot.
She's looking that way.
Keep it up in the middle.
Yep.
Right again, right in the middle of the pen, she gets that cow cut. This cow get away from you and got a lot of try to it. Now that cow leaves that horse there, so she could quit that cow legally as soon as it leaves the turnback, then she can get off of that cow.
And that's exactly what she did. She's looking at the herd, listening to Tatum and Lindy with 50 seconds left on the clock. And she's looking at a dirty back mott.
Ideally, you won't be looking for your third cow with 50 seconds left, but because that cow left her the way it did, it kind of forced her to make a decision to get off.
Yep, there's that dirty back mott.
Plenty of time to hold this third cow, and we hope it's a good one.
It's definitely a fast one.
It'll go wall to wall. This which don't earn a lot of credit. You want to keep your cattle there in the middle of that pen, middle half of the pen, quarters on each side and half in the middle. And that's where you want to keep them cattle. Now she's getting it broke down a little bit.
Hey folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to the Southwest Range Cow Horse Association's Wild Rag Cattle Classic and the non-pro cutting action after these messages.
The Intensify line of feed is really the premier line for Bluebonnet. When we developed this line, we really pulled out all the stops. We wanted the best technology that we possibly could. It starts out with true name ingredients, open label. All of the feed ingredients are tested prior to ever being used in an intensified feed. The digestive support components that we include actually improve the efficiency of a horse's digestive system.
The Manzanola cubes for me have been the best ones, the best cubes I've ever fed, and they've been consistent every time. My horses look full and strong and they're ready to go all the time. Any show you go to, if there's a feed store somewhere, they almost always have Manzanola cubes. They're easy to feed in the trailer, anywhere you go, there's no waste to it. It's the same quality every time. My horses look good on it, and there's been a lot of other cutters start on it since I've been feeding them too.
Hey, glad you made it back. Now let's get back to the Will Rogers and see some more action at the Wild Rag Cattle Classic. The non-pro cutting action, that is. Phil's giving him some last-minute instructions as he's walking towards the herd. And the ladies are up front. Lindy and Mary Ann are going to be bringing him out. And Tommy Dvorak and Phil are going to be turning back for Ray.
So we talked about Mary Ann probably working a lot of her horses at home. Here she's sitting in the corner, knowing exactly what needs to be cut. The cow that's in the good spot to be cut, helping out another fella non-pro.
Looks like you might be looking at one of them yellow cows, or yellow or that gray cow.
Put yellow on the outside there, and it's going to duck underneath, so make a little bit of a treacherous cut. We got to be patient.
Stay into the head. Good
There
job. Good
that
job.
was a delicate situation the way that cow ducked underneath the rest of it.
So he's patient, calm, and did a good job. Look at this horse go. Nice metallic cat. Probably out of one of Waco Ben's really good mares.
Horse got a lot of expression, don't it? Ears up, butt in the ground.
Watch that cow, listen to his help, got off clean.
Having a good run started here. Gotta be clean on these cows. Got him a brown cow in the side. The cow ducked underneath him.
Optioned
There,
off.
he optioned.
You know?
Pulled him an audible right there at the last minute.
Yep. You know, that gives some credit to Mr. Baldwin. That option off feature in non-pros and amateurs sometimes isn't very good.
A lot of times it's not as easy as he made it look right there. We're talking about split second decisions in the heat of the moment when you do that.
Yep, and having to make that decision, you know, so quick, and you just don't have any time to really think about it. You just got to be able to do it and make the judge think you meant to do every bit of it.
Absolutely. You got to trust your instincts in that situation. So much feel driving up here. He's going to know what we're going to try this brown cow here right underneath him. 15 seconds left.
So far, it's a nice little cow.
Got a good run going here. Yeah.
Cow's honoring him and stopping and
Quick, so it's going to give the judges something to mark right here. Pretty good run.
pretty good run.
From top to bottom, all 3 cows.
Scott's got some great folks down here helping him while the family's off with another big cutting. Got Tatum and Tommy gonna bring him out. Lindy and Phil's gonna turn back for him.
Red cow's gonna put it on him right here. He better set like a deep sea. Oh, it's gonna be a fast trip. Oh, she's gonna try him on that left hand side. Force him to get off. He did.
He got off clean.
But he's able to survive it, get off clean. Just trying to make it the best out of this run you can possibly make with your next 2 cuts.
Tatum's talking to him about a brown cow up on the left. See if it gives him looks like it's gonna work for him. Lindy's gonna be able to clean up that last help, and he got his hand down and he's working.
This was a brown cow they were after earlier, but didn't get in a good spot. He was able to get this cow pushed to the middle and turned out to be a pretty good cow.
I always get a little worried when I see them cows with that tail sticking up there.
Yeah, if they got a figure 9 in their tail, it's usually not a good sign.
That just tells me the flag is up.
Look like a white-tailed deer going across the fence. That black cow wants to volunteer.
Yeah, I like that. Right. I like that little slick.
35 seconds left. We don't want to just dry that one up and put your hand down either. So he drove in just a little bit more to kill, just a little bit of time. He's going to option off on this yellow cow.
Looks like a little faster cow.
20 seconds left. So that first cow hurting him having to be forced off. This third cow don't have quite the move that allow him to show his horse the way he really needs to. He's going to be able to finish up here.
You know, on that last cow, that black cow that won't walk up, I'd have probably picked that, but I'm more of an amateur, so I'm always thinking slow.
This is new to me. I don't know that I've ever heard of it before.
New to me, and kind of looks like a little bit of an outcross kind of horse.
This would be Rico Suave's brother. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But he's probably coming over here, getting him some AQHA points, see how he does.
So I don't know how many points it takes in the cutting qualify to go to the World Show.
Not sure. By the time this airs, we'll know. I'll find out.
Got them cows coming back to him a little bit there, so he's on the defense. You gotta try and drive them cows a little bit out further and cut them going away from you. When they turn around and start coming back, especially 2 at a time, it makes it a difficult situation. Here, these cows are all stepping away from him. He needs to step on up there just a little bit and take a hold of something before he starts coming back. Little Gray will help him out. This will be a rerun kill.
Yeah, that's what he needs to get out there and let his horse be a little confidence, but don't beat him on that black hole side over there. good place to get off. He's still got a minute left, but you know he's cutting for points right now.
Yeah, take his time.
No rush.
Still got good 50 seconds left. The other cows, they finished up on a minute ago.
That was Scott's last cow, I think. I'm not sure, but somebody cut it a few minutes ago.
This is AQHA and a cutting within a cutting, so you may have, say, 10 entries, but maybe only 4 of them are entered up in the AQHA. So he's got to finish this run, like you say. He still might get a point or
get
half a point or something
points,
out of this.
Yeah. When you're cutting for points or you're showing for points, there's no excuse to walk out.
No,
you've got to stay in there.
You got to stay for it.
All right, here's Tim Wilson on Pepinita's last star, an AQHA cutter. You know, he's in here to get some qualifying points for the AQHA World Show.
You got Tatum and Marianne helping him out, pointing him on something that's fresh.
Hey, did you see it? Look at this horse.
Get down in there.
Look at this horse.
A little off center.
He's off
here.
center, but somebody.
He's a bit of an old style type.
He's an old style horse.
Now this second cow, he needs to drove more to the center of that pen and control this cow in the middle. You can see he's kind of working off to the side. So that'll get you working out a position penalty on that first cow.
Yeah, and with the horse, it's obviously got some cutting talent and some background training that this horse has got. You know, getting with any one of these people that are helping him right now in the pen, some of that showmanship stuff just come right to him.
Yeah, right on that one. Gritty old horse right here.
Got him a reining point there. This is the kind of horse you want to be sitting in the alley when you got a couple of them old swamp heifers wanting to get by you. It just ain't gonna happen.
I bet this horse has been lots of miles down the road. Being a I don't know how it's bred, but it got Pepinita in its name, so it goes back to something. Matlock might have trained.
Yeah, I'm talking Matlock, that
goes back a few years.
This little gal, Lindsay Wadhams, riding The Crowd Loves Me. She's another AQHA cutter coming in here to get her some qualifying points.
Looks like a stud horse, big, strong, pretty good.
I'm not familiar with the brand, but I think you're right.
A couple reining points here.
Yeah. Needs to keep her hand down.
So in the cutting, different from the reining cow horse, every time she moves her hand, they'll have to get her reining point, and her reins being too tight. So you talk about the 60, she's going to be flirting with that just because of so many reining points. In the cutting here, you need to get some slack in your reins and drive up through there, and then when you put your hand down, you got to leave it. Which makes it just a little different from people can compete some other disciplines like reining cows or something like that.
Well, she's pretty much going to get that 60, I'm pretty sure. Which, you know, that may give her the half point of the point she needs to qualify.
Right. And I'm not real familiar, but they may be chasing an all around.
Could
so they
be.
compete in the reining cow horse and the cutting, and who knows, she might look on the horse too.
Yeah, and they could darn
It's
sure
sure
do
possible.
it at this show. There's 4 different disciplines shown at one venue here. The rural American lifestyle. It's how we work, and it's how we play. It's how we learn and how we enjoy the finer things in life. How we take care of our animals and tend to the land. It's a way of life. Has been for hundreds of years. Now there's a whole new way for rural America to watch TV.
I can't do this anymore.
This is what we always do.
Yeah, this whole do what I tell you stuff doesn't work for me anymore.
I still enjoy it.
So what are you gonna do?
Something better.
Finally, one of the big wireless carriers is going to stop restricting people from getting what they want.
We're gonna miss you, amigo.
I'll be around.
Now your choice is simple.
Well, that's all the action from the Will Rogers and the Southwest Range Cow Horse Association's Wild Rag Cattle Classic. Congratulations to Miss Mary Ann Rapp for winning the non-pro competition there in the cutting. What a wonderful family, great sportsmen, great ambassadors for the sport of cutting, and a great family. Congratulations again, Ms. Rapp. I want to say a big thank you to the Southwest Range Cow Horse Association for letting us come out and film the action. Not only did we film the cutting, but we also went out there and filmed the cow horse, the team roping, the calf roping, the breakaway roping, youth headers and heelers. We've got a big special coming on, Farm and Ranch TV. So if you don't have your Roku streaming television system, go down to Walmart or Best Buy and get it. Search streaming channels to Farm and Ranch TV, find special events, go to the Southwest Range Cow Horse Association's Wild Rag Cattle Classic to see all the events they had. These folks produced a wonderful show. I believe it was their 2nd year in a row to do this, and the numbers were even better than the year before. Always a great venue at the Will Rogers in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Kenny Emai. Thank you for watching the show this week. Be sure and join us right here next week, because we'll be right here cutting up.
Let's dance. Dance, dance, cutting horse dance. To the left, to the right, cutting horse dance. Bounce, bounce, the cutting horse dance. Left, right, let's do it again. Dance, dance, cutting horse dance.
Be sure and go to Cuttin Up TV's Facebook page and like us.